The New York Times claims that the book Endgame was written by artificial intelligence. The New York Times criticized the recently released book by Omid Scobie, Endgame, stating that it simply praises the Sussexes. According to the article's author, it's a collection of outdated, mediocre rumors that pose no danger to the royal family. NYT says the book sounds like a press release from the Sussexes written with the help of the ChatGPT to artificial intelligence. Critics, labeling the book as mere Sussex spin meaning propaganda, believe that the 42-year-old Omid Scobie lacks the courage for bold statements, and he is losing credibility as a journalist. The initial excerpts from the French-language newspaper Paris Match are now outdated since the book was first released in Australia and then in other countries. However, Australian journalists laugh, saying that the book is an early April Fool's joke. Readers hoping for the final lethal blow of rumors will be disappointed, writes The Mirror. Despite its title, it fails to depict the royal family struggling for survival and claims that Charles and his heirs will have to change are unsubstantiated, as current surveys show that 62% support the monarchy. Omid Scobie attempts to distance himself from the Sussexes, stating that he is not Meghan's friend. He refuses to name those who made racist comments about pregnancy on legal grounds, although King Charles' name briefly appeared in the Dutch version of the book, already removed from stores. But the fear of legal persecution has never stopped Harry and Meghan, who are prone to litigation. Currently, Harry faces 6 lawsuits in the UK. Critics say that the public's interest in the marketing of Harry and Meghan was fully satisfied by the book, but it did not make an impression on the royal family. So, if readers hope to read something they didn't already know, they will be sorely disappointed. The book contains stories about all the senior members of the royal family, but Harry and Meghan are depicted in a merciless saintly light. Harry rides a bike, goes on hikes, takes ice baths, and alternately picks up the children from school with Meghan. The article's authors are sure this sugar-coated book will repulse most. To rephrase Omid Scobie, who attempts to belittle the Duchess of Edinburgh, ultimately, this book is just another page in the recent history of Harry and Meghan's failures. It seems like the book Endgame by Omid Scobie hasn't received the warmest reception from various critics and publications. The New York Times, for instance, seemed to have quite a few issues with it, calling it outdated, filled with rumors, and merely a collection of praises for the Sussexes. Some critics even think that Scobie, as a journalist, lacked the boldness needed and that the book doesn't offer anything new or substantial to readers. The book's portrayal of the royal family doesn't seem to resonate well either, with criticisms about how it excessively glorifies Harry and Meghan while failing to deliver anything groundbreaking or challenging to the monarchy's status quo. Scobie's attempts to distance himself from the Sussexes and the handling of certain sensitive issues, like racist comments, appear to have added to the book's controversies. Overall, it seems like the consensus among various critics is that Endgame doesn't offer much beyond what's already known or expected. The portrayal of Harry and Meghan might come off as overly idealized and might not align with the public's perception. The book Endgame by Omid Scobie seemed to have faced criticism for various reasons. Its portrayal of the royal family, especially Harry and Meghan, appears overly positive and lacking in depth, according to several critiques. Critics argue that the book doesn't provide new insights or significant revelations, merely echoing existing sentiments or known information about the Sussexes. Moreover, the book's handling of sensitive topics, such as racism and controversial comments, seem to have attracted further scrutiny. Scobie's attempt to distance himself from the Sussexes and the way certain issues are addressed have raised questions about the book's credibility and depth of journalistic investigation. Overall, the general sentiment from critics is that Endgame doesn't offer much substance beyond glorifying the Sussexes, failing to deliver a more critical or insightful examination of the royal family, or provide new perspectives that readers might find compelling or revealing. The criticism surrounding Endgame by Omid Scobie revolves around several key points. Lack of depth. Critics argue that the book lacks substance, presenting an excessively positive portrayal of Harry and Meghan without delving deeper into their stories or providing new, thought-provoking insights. Rehashing known information. Rather than offering fresh perspectives or revelations, the book seems to reiterate existing information or widely known facts about the Sussexes. This repetition disappoints readers expecting something more substantial. Handling of sensitive topics. The way the book addresses sensitive issues, such as racism or controversial comments, has been scrutinized. Some feel that Scobie's approach, including his attempt to distance himself from the Sussexes, raises doubts about the book's credibility and depth of investigation. Failure to challenge status quo. Critics believe the book doesn't challenge the status quo within the royal family or offer critical insights that might provoke deeper discussions or considerations about the monarchy's future. Perceived bias. The portrayal of Harry and Meghan as overly idealized figures, coupled with what some see as a lack of objectivity, has led to questions about the book's authenticity and journalistic integrity. In summary, the criticisms center on the book's lack of depth, its failure to offer fresh perspectives, handling of sensitive topics, and perceived bias towards the Sussexes, resulting in a narrative that lacks depth and newsworthiness.